Video, we are getting ready to tap into some more energy. If you have not already subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, so that you're not missing out on any of this reading, this energy, these messages that we're picking up on. All right, so as usual, I'm gonna roll the dice. That's how I kind of like to get my reading started. I just allow whatever comes out to be the topic of conversation. Oh, this is going to be a long one. Jesus Christ. This is going to be a long one. Okay, so we got the moon, okay? And then we got the number 12, all right? So this is going to talk about dreams, intuition, your soul, what your soul needs, all right? 12 is the hangman, all right? So what? No, justice. Yeah, I think it's the hangman. And so you could be like getting ready to start looking at things differently with the moon, all right? Seeing beyond the illusions, all right, that are casted upon the collective to kind of keep them in a distorted reality of what is really true and what really isn't true, right? Your intuition could be coming through a lot stronger, all right, with these dreams. All right. What is that? You could be ready to enter your North Node. All right. Look at my community post. I do have something that talks about North Node. You could be ready for like an evolutionary growth, all right, within your spirit, within your purpose, within your path of life. The number 12 does break down to 3. So maybe you're ready to collaborate with other people about some things that maybe you have been dreaming about, or something that you feel will be beneficial to your soul or other people's soul. All right. So, yeah, I see a few things on the dice that we could be getting into. I'm going to try not to rush through this, but also try to rush through this because there's 12 cards that we're going to be pulling from and talking about. All right, thank you, Divine, for clarity on the message. Thank you, Divine, for peace. Thank you, Divine, for love. Thank you, Divine, for protection. All right, so the first card is going to be the leading energy. We're going to go off that. Bottom of the deck, I see somebody's trying to free themselves from bondage, from darkness, all right? Dark thinking, dark feelings, all right? Just being attached really to things that don't really benefit your soul. Yeah, you're wanting something that's going to allow you to feel a sense of happiness, a sense of completed emotional fulfillment within your home, within your family, within your group. All right, you want to be emotionally satisfied on all levels. We got our leading energy out. And then we have the moon card on the bottom of the deck, all right, which is what we are having a conversation about. All right, so moon is associated with Pisces, all right, which is associated with dreaming, all right. There could be some type of truths that are coming out for you right now, all right. Your imagination could be very strong and vivid, all right. You could kind of see the mystery in the world, all right. So this is the card that flipped out. It did flip out on the side, all right. So we have the 6 of Cups, all right. top of the card going to the right, so I'm going to take that in the upright. If it was to the left, I would take it in the reverse. Okay, so with this, all right, you could be reminiscing on the past a lot, all right? You could be reminiscing on your childhood, all right? Somebody from your past could be coming back to communicate something maybe concerning emotions, all right? You could just be reflecting on how your childhood went, all right? You could be reflecting on some old friends. You could be reflecting on cause and effect, like, oh, I'm the way that I am right now because of this happening to me in my past, all right? You could be wanting to have a sincere talk with somebody, all right? So this is again, Scorpio. Maybe you are a Scorpio or are in contact with somebody that's a Scorpio. All right, but there's something that's going to happen within this trip into the past, all right, whether it's just something that you're doing internally or something that actually happens in your real life, right? Something's going to happen within a conversation, within a memory that is going to kind of spark something within you. Right, next we got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, all right? So this could be someone coming back from your past, or you could be having some memories about your past, about, you know, a mother figure who was in your life who didn't really take care of home the way they should have, all right? Someone who didn't really show a good example of providing for a household, all right? Somebody who was very irresponsible, somebody who was short-sighted and selfish, all right? Or this could be like, again, if not a mother figure, it could be an auntie or a friend or just somebody older or somebody you was in a relationship with in the past that reminds you of this sort of situation, all right? Okay. So we got the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Four Cups in reverse, and then the Six of Swords in reverse. All right, so a lot of sword energy popping out. All right, so this trip down memory lane could be bringing up a lot of mental anguish for you, okay? It could be something with this Nine of Swords that has you worried, has you in a sense of anxiety, all right? This could be you worried about yourself or even you worried about how other people will be affected by something, all right? But with the Ten of Swords, it's like almost essentially good news, all right? It's like you're to the point of where you're tired of being restless about a certain situation, all right? And it's like even though you may have lacked the confidence that you needed, all right, it's like you're starting to accept with this Ten of Swords. From the Nine to the Ten of Swords, it's like you are wanting to put an end to the worrying. You're wanting to put it in to the torture that you're putting yourself in by overly thinking about a situation you can't change, all right? The Ten of Swords is almost like an energy of acceptance, all right? Mental acceptance, all right? You realizing that the destruction has been done, all right? Whatever has been lost is lost, all right? But you're ready to stop suffering. You're ready to stop suffering mentally, all right? Four Cups, you could be finding some sort of encouragement, all right? This is related or similar to this one, all right? Cups. So you could be getting an invitation from somebody from the past that's going to help you to see yourself and your life and your path in a different journey, all right? You could be getting some sort of social invitation to go do something, experience something that's going to put you in an emotionally balanced state, all right? To kind of re-energize yourself, all right, and help you to get on with whatever it is that you need to get on, all right. You could have been having bad dreams about something, all right, a bad intuition about something or someone that was keeping you very stuck, all right, because we got more swords out here. Most of the battle that you are facing so far is a mental battle, all right, concerning communicating with someone, moving in a different direction with someone, all right. But it's like you're gonna have to learn to go against the crowd, all right. You're gonna have to go and invade a certain area of your mind that you've never been into by experiencing something new, all right. And this may happen with this invitation, all right. So far on the board, the zodiacs that we have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Gemini, Virgo, Cancer, Aquarius. All right, a lot of the planets that we have out here, we have Mercury out here twice. So you could be really heavily wanting to get something off your mind and off your chest in order to help you to not feel stuck, all right, so that you can move forward. This is why I like to pre-shuffle my reads, because you know sometimes most of the read is me shuffling, but you know what, it's okay because we got time. All right, so we do have the Hangman, which is the number 12, all right, which is the number 12 on the dice, all right, which is also related to Neptune, all right, and Neptune is centered around dreams, spirituality, and compassion, all right, which you're going to have with yourself as you allow yourself to kind of hang upside down, all right? Hang upside down so that you can see the world from a different perspective. Maybe so that you can see your past from a different perspective, so that you can allow yourself to be enlightened, all right? That yellow around his head is because he's thinking about something, all right? He's thinking about something very deeply. And not only is he thinking about something very deeply, he's finding a sense of enlightenment through his thought process of looking at the world differently, all right? And him looking at the world differently through this thought process is allowing his soul to heal, all right? For him to find new compassions, new passions, and new emotional strength, all right? So this new perspective and this being calm and allowing yourself to learn the lesson from this position, all right, you sacrificing the pain, the mental anguish, and the things that you've gone through so that you can dare to do something different, to break past the past and stagnation that you feel, is really ultimately what's going to help you. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Star card, all right? And the Star card is all about you finding inspiration, you having good fortune, you allowing your soul to be renewed and seeing yourself pretty much in the best possible light that you can see yourself, okay? All right, so Divine, can I get one more? Dang. Okay. Death and transformation on the bottom of the deck. You're going to be letting some old stuff go so that you can become a better version of yourself, okay? Right, this card we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, all right? So this is an energy of the Knight of Swords in reverse is also up under this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, all right? So it's giving me an energy of this person, all right? The Queen of Pentacles and this is like combined together, all right? So it's like this person was somebody who was very like mentally impulsive, all right, who was selfish and impatient and who gave a lot of bad advice, all right. Somebody could have been very aggressive towards you, all right, which had you up worried and stressed, all right. They could have been like violent with the things that they said because that was what was on their mind type of issue, all right. So yeah, Queen of Swords, Knight of, or no, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, both falling up under each other. So you could have dealt with someone who was energetically like grounded, you know what I'm saying, in this very selfish, lazy, gluttonous energy, all right? But was very quick and sharp spiritually, all right? To be like double-minded, all right? Very persistent and very just impulsive and aggressive with their thoughts, which maybe allowed them to communicate to you in this manner. All right, we got the Queen of Swords, top of the card to the right. So we're going to take it in the upright. Maybe the only way you're going to feel better about this situation, all right, is if you speak your truth, all right? Tell your truth, your side, regardless of how it may make somebody else look, how it may make somebody else feel, all right? You are going to have to speak your truth, all right? And I feel like essentially with you speaking your truth and this being the Queen of Swords falling right under the Nine of Swords. I wish I could show y'all the cards too. All right, and how they're like laying out and coming together. But the Nine of Swords right under the Queen of Swords, all right? 9 plus the Queen, that's 10 swords. So that you speaking your truth is putting an ending to whatever pain, whatever anxiety, whatever nightmares, whatever torture you may be experiencing. You speaking your truth is going to allow you to kind of see through maybe some illusions that are keeping you from being the best version of yourself. All right, we got more sword energy out here. Okay, more sword energy. Most of this is sword energy. So heavy on the air signs. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, heavy on the air signs out here. So 10 of swords, 4 of swords, right up underneath each other. All right, so for 10 of swords plus the 4 of swords, that's 14 swords. All right, so you are having to really find your discipline, all right, within yourself, all right? Maybe this person spoke and did some things to you that kind of allowed you not to be able to stand within your vessel, all right? Your vessel as your avatar, your 3D avatar, your body, all right? Within your body, there's a spirit that's leading and guiding you, all right? The more you connect with the divine, the more stronger your spirit is going to lead you in the right direction so that you can have victory, so that you can have success, which is what the Chariot card is all about. All right, so having this sort of determination, maybe you had somebody in your life that just didn't pour into you the way you needed them to pour into you, and that's kind of like got you reminiscing in the past, having to look at life from a different perspective. All right, but the 10 swords And the 14 swords is like you're accepting the ending, you're accepting what it is because you're going to speak your truth. All right. Once you speak your truth, you're going to find this sense of balance. All right. You're going to rest. You're going to determine how you want to fight the battle, what you want to do in order to recoup. Once you come back, all right, you're going to heal. You're going to sit with a decision, all right? The sword under here is this person thinking about one decision, one very important decision. Not only is he thinking about the decision, but he's trying to line up. You see the three swords on the top. He's trying to make sure mentally, right, emotionally, and his gut instinct is right before he acts on this decision. All right. So that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to find your balance in this whole situation. All right. You're trying to be determined so that you can move towards a more stable sense of victory. All right. You're trying to heal. All right. You're trying to find the balance. All right. You see the little symbol on here, that's about healing. The black and the white is about balancing out your dualities within yourself so that your soul can continue on the journey and find victory and success. All right, Divine, I need two more for the collective. Let's get two more. Let's get two more. That one flipped over. Did one flip over? Felt like it. All right, so we have another sword, okay? Another sword. Let me get one more. Excuse me. All right, so the last two cards, so this one popped out. We have the Page of Swords, all right? So Page of Swords is falling right underneath motivation, re-energizing, getting on with, you know, social events and social gatherings, being more extroverted, all right? So with the Page of Swords, what I'm picking up from this is like, through all of this journey that you've been through, you've learned how to sharpen your mind, sharpen your intellect, all right? Have a deep insight, all right? And now it's like you have this sense of being able to build constructive comments within your mental, all right? Not only do you have constructive concepts within your mental, you're still open to learning, all right? Regardless of whatever you went through in the past that you are working on healing through, okay? So this is a page, all right? This is like a new stage of you accepting, like, it's like you clearing out your mind and you making room for the new, all right? Because you've done that, it's like you're gonna have to really work on being in this energy of finding your strength, all right, within your spirit, all right? Being gentle with yourself as you are allowing the clearing of all of these swords that damaged your mentality, all right? You are going to have to be strong, but also very gentle and patient with yourself. You see, she's closing that lion's mouth because you may have some thoughts and some feelings and some emotions within yourself, within your spirit, that want to roar and take over, but you are going to have to be in control of that, and you are going to have to resist the urge to act and sit in feelings that are not beneficial for you, all right? You're going to have to let the tension go, all right? You're going to have to be self-disciplined, all right? You're going to have to show up as your own hero, all right? Where in the past, all right, because this is the last card on the bottom of the deck, where in the past you could have felt very weak spiritually, all right? You could have felt like you didn't even know how to fight any of the battles that were coming up against you because you ain't never been taught, all right? So you got to stay in your strength, all right? There are some there's a chakra card on the strength, all right? There's a chakra symbol on the strength, and I think it's your solar plexus, all right? So look that up because I don't have the information right off top. I would have to look it up as well, all right? But you're gonna have to work on that solar chakra. You're gonna have to work on your throat chakra. You're gonna have to work on your sacral chakra as well, from what I can see out here. All right, Divine, give me a few just to clarify this for the collective. Yeah, we're only going to do one clarifying round because this was already a long read. And not more swords. Not more. Okay, so all of these cards that I do from my black deck, I take them in the upright because those are like clarification from the divine to me to y'all. I'm gonna get 3 more. And then these 2 popped out. All right, so bottom of the deck, we do have the 9 of Pentacles. So you are working on, all right, getting to the point to where you can be self-sufficient and very independent when it comes to you being able to create and manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest. Whatever kind of dreams or illusions that you've been under mentally has caused you to doubt yourself. All right, so you're getting rid of all this stuff, all right, so that you can move forward. All right, so first card that popped out again was the 4 of Cups. All right, we already seen the 4 of Cups on the table, but it was in the reverse. All right, 4 Cups in the reverse is a good thing. All right, Divine is saying don't miss out on an opportunity that he is presenting to you. All right, whatever you have built is great, but you're feeling like there's something missing. All right, emotionally you feel like there could be more. All right, you're gonna have to open yourself up to that more in order to receive it. And by doing that, you're gonna have to take yourself out of whatever mental cage you put yourself in. All right, you're only going to be able to conceptualize yourself in life depending on the type of boundaries you put within your mind. All right, whatever things you agree to within your mind are going to be the things you agree to for your life, for your purpose, for your path. All right, and you may have tied yourself down to some things that you no longer need. And with this 8 of Swords, Divine is saying you have to free yourself. It's giving the only way you're going to free yourself is if you are willing to look at things from a different perspective. All right, look through the illusions. All right, the moon, all right, comes out at night. You have to be able to see in the night and in the light. All right, you have to be able to see yourself, your intentions. All right, you may have to do some shadow work, some inner child healing in order to allow yourself to put down these burdens. All right, you've been through a lot, you've carried enough. Give all of these burdens to God. All right, drop them burdens down at the altar for God to take care of. All right, you've tried to carry the world and the weight of others and yourself on your back, and it's just time for you to accept that that wasn't maybe the strongest or the most valuable decision mentally. All right, for you to be carrying the weight of yourself and others on your back. All right, this is 2 tens out here. All right, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. So spiritually, with the 10 of Wands, you've just carried way too much on your back. All right, you need to let the divine, your ancestors, these angels help you with the load. All right, the spiritual load and the mental load. All right, so that you can go within and really see where you've had so much strength, so much patience, all right, with the people around you, all right, with yourself in this journey in life, all right. You've learned how to be courageous, but maybe you just haven't identified that courage within yourself as of yet. And Divine is saying now is the time to do that, all right. So we're gonna get a few of these. I'm gonna try to wrap this up. One, two, three, four. Let's get two more. All right, so bottom of the deck, we have nervous. All right, so who's nervous? All right, I'm guessing you could be nervous. You could be maybe slightly embarrassed, all right, about wanting to make this change, all right? A lot of people don't embrace change. A lot of people like to stay within the crowd, stay within what's trending, stay within the program, all right? A lot of people are scared to break free, all right? But Divine is saying, all right, whatever storm that you're nervous or embarrassed about wouldn't last long, all right? The storm is going to come, it's going to pass. All right, when a storm comes and it passes, it's going to put you in this energy of being more grounded, all right? Once you let the storm pass and the energy and the mentality of feeling embarrassed, okay, you're going to be grounded in a new sense of power, all right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you're going to be grounded, all right? You're going to ascend, all right, from wherever you were at, all right? So I'm getting like something could happen for you really fast, unexpectedly, like a lightning bulb moment, all right? You could get some kind of idea or something could just something could change very quickly for you, all right, to bring you into a new energy and a new direction, right? Once you get into this new energy and this new direction, you're gonna have to put in 100% full effort, all right, in order to keep up, to keep moving forward along this new path and this new journey that you're going on, okay? So it says, keep it 100, be real, stay honest, and give your all. Respect comes from staying true to yourself. Okay. Then the last card we have is this little emoji, all right, on a motorcycle. All right. This is forward motion brings change. What you've been waiting for is approaching, but you have to move forward. You can't stay stuck mentally. You can't allow yourself to stay stuck spiritually. You can't allow yourself to stay stuck emotionally, all right? If you allow God to have your back, he will see you through. He will give you all the lessons and the tests that you need in order to build this strength, all right, to get through these storms, all right, so that you ain't never embarrassed and that you ain't never got to be nervous about nothing. I mean, not like never, but you know what I'm saying? You at least gonna know how to handle it, all right, from a different perspective than what you currently may know how to handle it. All right, but that's all I have for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. I hope it helped. If it did, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.